Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War, where the Union were fighting the Confederates because they were brown. Let's go. Oh great god, see, I'd like loading screens to be a little bit... I don't think I've ever wanted loading screens to stick around for a little bit longer. I think when I used to play Total War games, I didn't have a good PC, so you could actually read the stuff that was on the load. I think Total War games, the loading screens was the first time where they actually had snippets that were worth reading, and they were great. And I'd like to read the ones here, but my computer's too. I might have to dumb down my computer a little bit. While our army is preparing on the outskirts of Richmond for the final assault against the rebel capital, we've received an attack to our force south of, oh my word, Chickahominy River. I suppose a lot of these places were the natives, the people that were there before the Europeans got here. Their wording for it. At certain points, the rebel initiative seems successful and our line is almost broken at the centre. Wouldn't your line be strongest at the centre? We need to act immediately, reinforce and stabilise our front line. So it looks like they're pushing on this. I won't call this defensive ground. I won't call this defensive ground at all. This would be defensive. But this just behind it? No, you're asking for trouble. Firing into woods? Who set this up in the first place? Which Mong set this up in the first place? Because they didn't do a good job. We'll put the first corps in there. Second corps, you're just gonna have to wait this one out. I suppose we could swap in. You can swap between. Oh God's a camp. You can swap people between corps. So if we wanted, we could get these guys a little bit of experience. But we'll try and get these up to 3 stars. We'll try and get them all up to 3 stars and then start swapping around people. Actually, can we get some more Napoleons? No, none in the shop. Let's swap you here. So Napoleons are in one place. With our 6-pounders in the rear. Kind of. Anyway, let's go. Losses were so tremendous that before we knew it all... Go. General situation is critical. Our centre is under heavy pressure and soon will collapse. At least the control point is inwards. Rebels will attack our divided forces and destroy them in detail. Robinson, Randolph, Bernie, Berry. I don't recognise these. These are not our troops, therefore we'll use these as meat shields and we'll use our troops sparingly, I think. Advance the division, reinforce the centre of our line and stabilise our battlefront. The rest of your force will take positions north of Chickahominy River at Gaines's Mill, where the next rebel attack is expected. Godspeed, General. I like that they put the apostrophe in the first place, in the right place to denote possession. I like the grammatical goodness of it. Pleases me in strange ways. Right. Let's get... Where are we weak? They're going to push through... What, they're going to push through the centre, aren't they? Cover is 50%. Where's the bottom of the map? I might push these guys further south. And what have we got here? Nope, can't see. Can't select it, can't click it. We don't know. Don't know what kind of guns they have. We have guns. Top of the map seems secure. I'll probably push these into the buildings actually. Alright, Walton and Sweeney. Cover off there. We'll have Toon and Lomas cover off here. And we'll gradually push the line out so that it's one homogeneous line all the way down the map. Worried about Cav getting down the bottom here, so we'll probably split off mercenaries. We'll probably split off skirmishers, probably from Bernie or something. It's already a fairly small unit, and we'll chuck our cannons. Actually, we'll operate in two very definite units, and the cannons can support each. Chuck Luckymarine into the centre, along with our supplies, and whoever runs low on supplies first gets the supply wagon. Right. So what have we seen? What are you in? Not much cover. Let's get you into buildings at the very least. Got 10 pounder parrots. Got 10 pounder parrots. Let's detach skirmishers from you. And from you. Push you into there, and let's bring you down here. Just to get information, if this area's map is in shadow, then we have no idea what's flanking around us. If it were me and I was on this side, I was looking over at their setup, I'd see this gaping hole and I'd push men into it. Probably push horses in first if I had them. I'd certainly try and put skirmishers down here. Let's get you up to the front, stood out in the open, because why not? Let's get the cannons right behind him. And we're going to need to run, because time is of the essence. Time is of the essence even. Need to run. And you, it's crap area, it's crap positioning, but at the moment they're just going to have to deal with it. Try to plug the gaps where we can. That's going to be a turn one. They're going to get turned. Hopefully these guys are on canister and they can turn Pender away. We can spin and get effective fire 2 on 2 as opposed to a 3 on 2 there. You're not needed in those woods. That's just going to be a waste. Yeah, fall back. think Robinson's going to get his flank turned. That we're going to get there quick enough. However, if we turn now, we're going to get shots in the rear, and that's not going to be good. However, let's try and focus down roads so that we can turn him, get him routing. So we just have to contend with Hood. Yeah, I need you to fire right now. Right, you see the this dashing on the floor, this pattern on the floor. I think that denotes canister fire. Fairly certain that it denotes canister fire. They're straight into melee. They should be getting canistered from McCarthy, although canister from 10-pound power guns isn't going to be that good. Does it even tell you? Does it even tell you what they're firing? Nope. Nope. Come on, Robinson, hold out. Right, so Rhodes has been turned. Okay, you moving forwards. We might have flanking here, we might have flanking there. Let's move these guys into a position where they can be of use. Let's make them run, because war waits for no man. And let's suck wood into this area here. We should get flanking shots from both sides, and he'll get canistered as well. Robinson will regroup and we'll bring him back into the fray. I want you set up there. Get shots on Garland. I want you set up here. Skirmishers just in front of them. And our line's looking weak in the north. So where you go? Yeah, sneaky bastards. Good job we put skirmishers down there. Are you moving? You should be. It looks like Pender's on the way out. Pettigrew's been turned. You turn in first reins. You get fire on reins if you can, and let's try and turn Garland. You're firing on those. You're firing on nobody. Let's push you into this gap. Yeah, I need you running. Alright, so they weren't attacked in the flank. They managed to turn themselves around just in time. Robinson will sweep you down. No one. We'll put you back into this gap because Hood's going to come back. You should be canistering Garland. They're at the open. They're going to get focused down by both Lomis and Toon. Pender's gone, but he'll be back. with greater numbers, maybe. Please don't copyright strike me. And skirmishers, let's get you firing into the flanks of Rains, shall we? They were the one troop that had made them their way, one brigade that had made their way down the bottom. So Garland is getting hit very heavily because he's out in the open. And he's about to get nuts and bolts and washers in his face. Which is the best place to have nuts and bolts and washers, I've been told. Yeah, you can definitely see the canister shot there. I think this cannon's just fired. You'll see like a fan pan on the ground. Yeah, that's canister. And it's the shortest of all the ranges, I think, so your cannons do have to be very up. They need to be supporting. I wonder if these guys are going to have the range for canister. I doubt it. Hang on. You're firing. Let's get you back in the line. Let's run you back in the line, because if you've finished routing, then Hood has probably finished routing. Looks like you're about to turn tail and run. Let's press and try and drive them out of these woods. Try and drive them off the capture point. I thought I was going to have more trouble up here. It was 3 on 2. Managed to get Abercrombie into the built-up area, which is giving him a load of cover. Let's see what these cannons produce. Yeah, that's shell fire. It goes cannonball fire up here, and I'd like to see this arc have various increments. Have this line here as your maximum range. Have a line where it changes from ball to shell, and have a line where it changes from shell to canister, because this range is enough to activate the canister shot. This range is slightly too far away, and these guys are using shell. Again, it's something that it's not obvious unless you look at the animation. It's not put anywhere. I'd like to see that. Alright, so you fully routed. Let's try and use this opportunity to dislodge Anderson. Consider thyself dislodged, Anderson. Mr. Anderson, or whatever you want. Alright, let's not go mental there. Let's get back into some kind of cover. You should be running. There's a big gap there. Now that we did have Walton up here, however, this fight didn't really materialise. I thought we were going to have more of an issue in the north, but they were fighting from non-cover into cover. We've obviously outmaneuvered them there. We'll just use Bernie to fill up this gap, just so that no one takes advantage of it, whilst we press through the point. into defensive woodland areas and straighten out our line. Skirmishers, let's get you in the gap as well. Cannon, I want you right up behind the men. Just go in there for a morale boost. I don't know how I'm gonna raise morale. Maybe I do magic tricks or something. No. So we can probably move you a bit further south. Otherwise this guy's just not going to fit in this gap. Alright, you get off. Howe's done some good work up there, however, there's only so many times you can get stabbed in the face with bayonets. There's only so many times you can get into melee scrapes before you're like, oh, fuck this, I'm off. And that's fair enough. He held the position well. Will not be too disheartened by his decision to move. This is what I was concerned about. They've identified a gap and I think they're going to go for it. It has left their centre fairly open. Classic pincer movement. We're going to try and exploit the flanks. However, the defence to pincer movement is to split your forces into two very even points and envelop the pincers if you can. And we'll see. We'll see if it develops that way. Yep. Got Hampton, Harleton, Hatton even, and Pender. How you finished routing? Let's get you back in there if we can at full speed. Let's also get you in here. And I think I want these cannons right behind. I want them to be activating their canister shot. And let's start pushing the pincers, shall we? You running? You are good. Let's skirmishers through the gap. If we had cav right now, I mean, there's always going to be those times where you think, oh, I wish I had cav. However, would I rather have cav and forego an infantry brigade? No. Because it's your infantry that forms a line, it's your infantry that stops them just wandering through. Your horses are never going to be able to sit in a line and take contact. So it'd be nice to push horses through here. Squish the cannons and take the supplies, but Swings and roundabouts. Can we get a flank shot before they leave range? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we're flanked by the cannons. Ooh. Let's push. You straight through the gap. Yeah, let's go. Brigadier General Albion Howe is wounded. That's alright. He's only wounded. Skirmishers, let's get you into these fields. I know there's people down here. I've seen them. Get you out of the barn and into the forest. Let's get you up behind him. Yeah, they're definitely going for it. Rangers point the gap. Yeah, these have moved up from the south. Well, obviously they've moved up from the south. Who are you firing at? There's a unit here that we can't see. You to that spot there. You to a spot just there. We'll use cart to dislodge roads if we can. And we'll try and wrap up Hampton Hatton. As they're trying to dislodge Howe. Balls. That's what I'm on about, people getting in other people's way. They should be able to slightly overlap. They should be able to, if you can't put a person there, if you select and you put them here, it should turn red. It should be like, no, there's going to be conflict there. We're going to get there, and then we're going to have to move around, and then we're going to have to move over again. We're going to turn our back on the enemy because that's what you do when you're in combat, obviously. You just turn and face. You, when you've grown some balls, come back. And Howe's moving off. They've lost their leader. They've lost their dude. Therefore, they don't have a command star anymore, really. Let's bring our cannons up. If we want to take advantage of the grape shot, and we do, then we need them right up beyond our troops. you in there. Trying to flank Hatton. You've not decided to stop running just yet. Move the skirmishers there. We might be able to get flanking shots on the roads. Let's continue to what if they're going to get flanking shots on us? If we can't get them, if we don't have the range to get them from here, they shouldn't have the range to get us. They do. For reasons unknown, they do. Right. Let's converge on Mr. Anderson. Push you into the gap. Pender's been turned. I'll try focus down Hatton. Uh-oh. Yeah. We need Hatton gone right now, and we need you up in these woods. Go on, route. Go on, route. Good. Let's push this line back. Bring our cannons forward. We've got 2 on 1 there. You're currently firing into roads. Fair enough. You're not doing anything. Let's push you 2. It's almost like 3 separate different battles going on at the same time. I don't like. I like one homogeneous line, and I like to be able to have some control of the whole battlefield. But this has spread itself into a very separate little fight down here. This up here. And then we've got something going on in the middle. Yeah, definitely try and focus down those cannons if we can. Are you routed? Shots on them. Let's concentrate on Hardway there. You try to take out Jones. And you. At this kind of range, they're going to be firing canister shot. They're going to rip us more bumholes than we know what to do with. Rhodes looks like he's either turning or he's getting ready for a charge into melee. Let's turn you ever so slightly to deal with Garland. I think there's more people down here. Let's get you right up behind them. Same again. Let's get you right up behind them. And you. And this is kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere. I don't like it. But I think there's people up here. I think there's at least 2 regiments up here. We can't allow them to get around the back of us. Same down here, we can't allow them to get past us. That's why we've lumped quite a few troops on our flanks. Right, so we've not only routed them, but we've annihilated that artillery group. Let's try focus down this one. Remove it as a threat. Remove it as a long range threat. And then we can spread out a little bit. There's a gap here. Rains is wavering. Rhodes is in full cover. He knows he can hold that for a while once our cannons get into position. Should be able to effect fire there. Let's have you just hold your ground. Let's see what Garland does. Let's keep depressed. Might be able to get accurate shots on Hood. Right, so that's the second artillery battery done with. Whew, good. We know there's somebody here, so we'll keep Robinson in position. We'll not open up a gap for him to meander into. I'd like Robinson to be able to turn Garland or Rhodes, but we have to be wary of that threat. Toon, you hold position. Scout skirmishers into the woods. And let's try to slowly turn this flank. Does open up a gap here. I suppose we can just shift people down a little bit. Are the supplies unguarded? I'll go grab them if they are. Looks like we've just knocked out their general. Rhodes is still not wavering. Impressive that. Might be on the other side, but he's held as well down there. Try to get you into a flanking position. No, don't attack it. I want you to try and march through it. In fact, charge it if you can. We'll get into these woods. We'll see what's in here. I think Pender was the one that was knocking about down here. I don't know where he's going. Where's he heading? I think he's heading backwards. Nope, forwards. I don't know. We'll react to that as and when we see his movement. He got range down here, so I didn't want to move Robinson around too much. But Garland's on his way out. Let's move the lines a little bit further forward. Let's bring our skirmishers just a little bit further around. Try and get flanking shots on Rhodes. Supplies forward. Cannons. Just a little bit more central. There we go. You should have shots if they're shooting you. You should have shots and you should have shots. That's Mr. Anderson done with. Rhodes is finally starting to break. Hanson and Hatton. You firing? Yeah, yeah. Hanson and Hatton are both wondering what to do with life. Anderson's about to get decimated here. Yeah. You take out them. And let's try get around the side a little bit more. This just needs Benny Hill music put to it. Our skirmish is trying to run after it. Horse-drawn wagon. Okay, so they've reformed into some kind of battle line down here, which is interesting. Let's not get pulled out of position. Let's keep that there. Keep that here. Are we gonna get him? Are we gonna get him? No, we're not. I need you to run. So Pettigrew, not seen that name before. They might be in the rear. Looks like they're, I don't know if they're going for the cover or if they're getting ready to charge. It should bring them into range of canister shot. Okay, you on hood. You on hood. Let's bring you around this side. Okay, on we go. Have you not got it yet? I mean, it is going to slow down when it gets to the river. It might be our opportunity. You firing on there, you firing on there. Need you firing on Pettigrew. Hopefully you'll change the canister shot. I can get some good kills. Scales. Yep, try and dislodge Bender if you can. Hazen. Why are you not firing? Right, they're down the range. Supplies have been surrendered. Excellent. Let's get you up here. And we'll use our skirmishers just around the back. You firing on them. You firing on them. You try to put a few rounds into Hood just whilst he's got you back. He's back to you. Hampton, he's routing. Yeah, let's try and push this a little bit further now. Rhodes has eventually seen the error of his ways. It's eventually been dislodged. How many supplies do we have? I'd like a number here. I know that our supply wagon has 25,000 worth of supplies, but I won't be able to tell that just by clicking on this. I mean, there's no information about it, it's just supply green bar. If there's one thing that grand strategy players want, is numbers. Lots of numbers. All the numbers. Even if it's numbers denoting what other numbers mean. We like the numbers. Even if we're crap at maths, we like the numbers. But yeah. You firing on them, Hatton, you firing, And let's get you firing Hatton as well. Penda's getting shell fire from Scales and Hazen. Mr. Anderson is still having a really bad day. And you have been isolated a little bit. You're out of position, you're out of line. Let's push you back into line. I think a few more volleys here and we can press through Rhodes' position. Take a position down here with Carr. And then we'll gradually squish these guys. Okay, there's a retreat order. Let's bring you in. You're not doing anything. Let's press the front a little bit. You should have flanking shots into Anderson. And we'll use this opportunity to get you across the river. And you. Alright, so we've enveloped the pincers. Penda's sticking out a little bit, but still. McCarthy, yeah, let's bring you further forward. Let's try to take out Hatton whilst he's in the open. Whilst he's routed. Let's try and push quickly up to here. I'd have liked to have dislodged Penda just a little bit quicker and being able to get around the back, get Walton into these woods, stop them from squidging out into the centre, which is now largely undefended. But we can always follow them out. Oh well. You routed. Let's get you moving forward. And you. And you. And let's get the supply wagon to Randolph, who is running low on ammunition, it would appear. We're going to do some damage here. Can we get on to Hampton? You're on to Hampton, you're on to Hampton. Let's bring you around the side. Let's continue to press. We might be able to get them down to such a level that they just route off the map instead of having these release out into the centre. Are we in full cover here? No, we're at 38. But you're on full cover, aren't you? Right, let's push Pender a little bit. Let's get you running, if you can. Let's have you charging into Hatton. Or not, because you don't have any condition. Let's just have you firing. We'll just whittle them away. How are we getting on, Danny? You're out of range. Squid you up a little bit so we can fit burying. And continue to squish these. Still don't like the edge of the map down here. I suppose we can do that. Makes sense. But I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. We find a button that makes the bottom of the map. Makes sense. Walton, you don't have any condition, do you? That's unfortunate. Let's try and remove at least one of these units. Alright, I think that's it. Squish you through the gap. Let's close down Pettigrew. You're no longer needed. Let's run you off that way along with you. And you. You're now full of supplies. I am slightly wary of where these lot are going to go. Okay. I think that's the end of Pettigrew. We'll spin these around. Berry, you can push through the woods. Toon, try and get the other side. And we'll push you up toward Pinder. Do you get shots? You can. Just going to try and keep these on the move. If they're not formed up, then they're not firing. If they're not firing, they're not causing us casualties. We do more damage firing into routed enemies, but I'd rather keep 2 units moving and not firing. Just means less for us to deal with. Less recruits, less rookies or less veterans that we have to buy. Okay, so that's them done. Push you. And you. Let's get you down here. Toon can about face. Lomas is coming up for backup. Robinson. Just for shits and giggles. Or I can finish the fight whenever we want. Excellent. You cannons. Let's give Panda all the balls that it can deal with. And that's it, I think. Well, it is definitely it. That is the fight. Over and done with. So, we identified the pincer movement. We strengthened the centre. We then pushed out from the centre and tried to envelop both pincers. It worked to an extent. These routed enemies going to... No, I think we ended up capturing them. Alright. So we had more infantry than them. So yeah, it was probably an expected win. Yep, victory. Lomas did well. Oh, that's my shoulder clicking. Loomis did really well there. He didn't get the most kills, but in terms of kills to losses, Loomis did really, really well there. How are their cannons going? Again, they don't get many kills, it's just the morale effect that cannons have that makes them so useful. Howe got wounded, but he didn't get killed. So he'll be out for a while. We do have... Wood has been promoted, and I have been promoted. Fair enough. Not that we did much, but good show. Captured some supplies. Another couple of 12-pounder Napoleons. Okay. Excellent. For 30 days now, it's been one function, one something of possession, or I don't know. You have to pause the video to read those. 875 prison exchange for 1,000 additional recruits. That's quite good actually, because I've had where I've captured many more prisoners than that, and it's like we've exchanged 3,000 prisoners for 1,000 extra additional recruits. And I'm like, well, no, that's not fair. $100,000 in the bank. And 4,500. Is that going to be enough to fill out our ranks? I think it probably is. And some. Lomas, can we fill you out with rookies? We can indeed, excellent. However, let's not make the mistakes that we have done in the past even. Let's get our organisation up to 7. That should now allow 2,500. Excellent. Let's get you worth of rookie, and let's get enough veterans. We're going to run out of rifles. Well, that's obnoxious. There we go.
Yes, sir.
So the decent rifles. Oh, we got units bigger than what we could have before. Excellent. There we go. Toon, how about you? No, we just don't have enough weapons. Don't have enough weapons for that. We've got 2 in the armory. We might as well have them in here. I think about 18 guns is the sweet spot for guns in a unit before they start losing efficiency. Sweet. I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, we don't have enough of these rifles. I think that's how it tries to get you to buy weapons. It's like, well, there's not enough in a shop, therefore there's not enough to fill out your brigade with said rifle. Do you want to buy some more in? And it's instant. It's not as if, right, we're dispatching this from the capital, it's going to take until the end of the next battle for them to arrive. It's instant. So I think that's how... Sorry, I don't like talking over that. I think it's horse maneuver, or whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's how they try and get you to spend your reputation. We do have a lot of the Springfield, and it is more efficient. And there are a lot in the shop. We could swap out Johnson. Could swap out Johnson's Harper's Ferry for Springfield. We already have them in the armory, but it'll free up these Harper's Ferry to give to the veterans to pad out these units. Nope, you've got the Springfield. There we go. Ah, balls. Hadn't done that either. I was meant to put a few rookies in there. Oh well. So you're full strength with the Springfield, you're full strength with the Harpers. You have Harpers as well. We'll grab some rookies. I'll not make the mistake that I just made. Grab 2,000? Yep. And this is just pulling them all from the armory that we freed up from swapping out Johnson's weapons. The rest can be veterans. Excellent. Lorenz, no. Let's just swap you out entirely for the Springfields if we can. Can we sell stuff that we've captured? We cannot. We can. I do. Springfield 1842. Nope. Oh, we have 180 Harper's Ferry rifles in the armory. We know they're a decent weapon, so we'll keep hold of those. How much more do we need? Let's bring our supply down a little bit in order to get Andrews the Springfield. Okay, let's not. This could be quite expensive. Well, it's all Springfield or Harper's Ferry apart from Andrews, who's unfortunately still on the Lorenz. They're going to have to be a priority, I think. We could push Atkinson. Let's fill out as many rifles as we have here. We could swap out Atkinson for who is it with the Lorenz rifle? For Andrews. No, we'll leave it as is. You. Just fill you full of rookies. And that is it. What do I have? I have tactics. So everyone's got a speed of +5. What do I want now? Usually, on this screen, we didn't have an option for this. I already started with this unlocked. But for me, look, much as I have with Brewster, I do prefer logistics. The strategy, the extra ammunition to everybody. In my mind, just is better. I don't know. It's hard to describe. So, specialization. Firearms +5, accuracy +5%, reload time -5%. That's always good for shock damage, but it doesn't rack up many kills. Infantry, melee +5%, melee, firearms +5, reloading time -5, or cavalry. We don't use cavalry. Artillery is very specialized and very... it's not the mainstay. It doesn't rack up the kills. So I think infantry. Alright. Check a little bit more into supply maybe. I mean we have a lot of men. A lot of men in reserve. We probably fill out we can. Do I have anything in stock? No. We've used it all, or we've sold it. Okay. Well, we'll continue with a smaller force that's just well equipped. And the next fight, the Unionists are unfortunately victorious once again. In Southern Pines, this damned General Luckymarine did not give us a single chance to outmaneuver him. We have to call a meeting and understand how we can improve our tactics against Luckymarine. General, we are sending by rail 2,300 crack soldiers to reinforce your positions. Watch your flanks, we are coming to assist. Urgent report, General Luckymarine at least 3,700 Confederate soldiers from Mississippi are moving up to reinforce your opposing armies. It's weird how the report that you get from your side always inflates the number of enemy forces that apparently are moving around. It is advised to watch your flanks and be wary of your actions. Okay. So next fight will be Gaines's Mill, even. General McClellan's invasion army raids Confederate lands near Richmond. You are defending the right flank of the Union Army versus the over-aggressive tactics of General Lee. Lee aims to gain tactical superiority and forces to withdraw from the peninsula. I see. And that will be in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. How are we getting on in terms of career? Yep. So 7 finds. That was a victory. Still a little bit salty over Secure River. Still a little bit salty. If you're on Secure River, secure the. I think it was a forest actually, but secure the river before the timer runs out. Otherwise, you end up with a draw. This wasn't the playthrough. I would have gone back and done that again. Anyway, next episode. Gaines's Mill. I will see you there. Until then, do take care.